They're here, the Duotone Sky Style original construction and the mighty SLS. So the news is out, it's finally broken. It's been hard sitting on this one. Two massive powerhouses have combined. For us, our job ultimately has become that little bit easier. And also for Boards & More, who are the owners of Fanatic and Duotone, because now we get to talk about everything winging, everything windsurfing, everything kiting, all under one banner and one breath in effect, which is Duotone. So Fanatic, their fantastic range of boards and foils, everything behind that, the team, the learnings, the development have now crossed over into the Duotone family. And yeah, it's fantastic news for us. It's fantastic news, I think, also for, well, you out there that get to ride and enjoy this kit, because everything now is much more joined up as to how we talk about and how really you kind of get to research products. You get to come to places like this, Calshot, our test center, that is very winging dedicated, and really better and easier to understand the whole Duotone ecosystem of products. So with this brand merger, ultimately underneath the Duotone banner, we have a new range of boards, and these aren't just rebranded boards. We know the Sky Style name, that's what Fanatic has had, but these are two new board shapes and constructions ultimately. This here is the SLS, so this is superior, lighter, stronger. It does carry a premium price point for that, but it is superior, lighter and stronger as a construction. It is a carbon vacuum construction, sandwich construction. Through to this is the standard Sky Style that comes in at a better value price point option and just in two sizes. So in terms of sizes across the Sky Style range, if you're after a 5.1 and 4.11, so at 85 litres and 75 litres, then your only options really in terms of construction on the standard Sky Style, that is where it ends. The SLS construction, you've got the option of the 5.1, the 4.11, the 4.9, the 4.7 and the 4.5. Each of those size drops are dropping 10 litres as well. So it's fairly intuitive once you start to get into the sizing on the Sky Style lineup for the SLS and also the standard construction of the Sky Style. But for me, I think, well, aesthetically, this is really funky. I love the brush finish on this. It looks brilliant, and I hope that comes across in camera. But ultimately, yeah, I mean, you look at the D-Lab unit that we've got now that's just been released, it's not yellow, it's clay, I am told. This clay colorway and this purple, really rich purple, is carried through into the D-Labs because that is where the premium product construction is. And then the good news is, if you like everything to look the same and you want that overall look on the beach, well, Ion are actually bringing out a number of products that are going to tie into this colorway as well. If you want to complete, I'm going to use it, the look, then you can. And that is a nice option that you have from Boards & More, because Boards & More also own Ion as well. So look, let's take you through the Sky Style as a board and the differences in terms of the model overall. The biggest one, as we do in all of our videos, let's start from the nose down to the tail. The biggest one really is the rocker line. The rocker has got much more pronounced in the Sky Style boards. It is really enabling you to actually have more control over the board in terms of developing a pumping motion on the board to get the board to come out of the water earlier. They've also increased the volume ever so slightly in the nose. So that's making landings that little bit easier as well. So if you are coming down nose heavy from a large air, then you've got that option and that security, if you like, and confidence underfoot that the board is basically going to look after you on that section. Running over the top surface of the board here as well, we come down to the EVA deck pad and it is noticeably softer. Duotone themselves actually tried a number of thicknesses and also variations in terms of softness, and they found that initially they went too soft. Started to wear a little bit too much, wasn't really giving too much feedback, a little bit uncomfortable on the foot. So they've settled on this kind of midway softness between the really soft and then the form that we've had before. And yeah, I've got to say that it's a little bit thicker as well. It's definitely more comfortable to ride, and it does feel as though there's a little bit more of a bevel in the standing area. So you get this slightly more kind of locked in feel, particularly around your heels when you are riding the board strapped, and it's just much more secure as a result. Another thing that they've taken effort to do, and really it's from their rider feedback and their influencer feedback, and you've got to bear in mind, the riders in the Duotone and Fanatic family and team, top flight. So really the feedback that you're getting going back into the products now is from the best of the best. The foil itself though, in terms of how they've improved the control over that, is they've actually reduced the thickness in the back end of the board above the foil section. That there just gives a much more connected feel, and that's not to say that the Sky Style previously has felt disconnected. It's just the new Sky Style feels much more connected as a result. It's more planted underfoot ultimately, and you feel that the inputs that you're making into the board and ultimately the foil just happen a little bit quicker, and you get that little bit of feedback that little bit more as well. Most notably though with the board, and I'll show you that rocker line now there in profile, most notably with the board though is the change that's been made to the underside. Now this bevel in each of the rails does a number of things. It makes the board release quicker. To get up on foil, there is a noticeable difference and improvement in this board over and above the outgoing Sky Style. The bevel itself, in reducing the overall width at the very bottom of the board, yes, it's reduced water surface area and contact, but when the board's at rest and you're kind of got that awkward little bit where you've got to get on the board and climb onto it and then get to your knees and then your feet ultimately on the board, it does, with a bevel normally, it would feel a little bit rockier. What they've done with the Sky Styles in 2024 is, as a result, they've made them about ½ an inch across the range wider. That has helped immeasurably kind of combat this rockier feel. So the boards, when they're at rest, they feel kind of snugly held, if you like, in the water surface, because the volume, once you've got it well matched to you as a rider, it's like the board's kind of being hugged in a sense by the water. It's being hugged around the rail. Once you've got a small amount of weight on, then all of a sudden the bevel really comes into play. You reduce the wetted surface area on the board, and it just wants to release that much more readily as a whole. The same is also true really in all the sizes and all the constructions. So there you have it. The Sky Style is here. It is now the Duotone Sky Style, and we have two constructions to choose from with a vast array of sizes, particularly in the SLS construction. But the more popular sizes, well, you'll find those at a much better price point, and a slightly heavier construction though in the standard Duotone Sky Style. Thanks for watching our video. If you've got any questions about what you've seen, why not give us a call in the shop or head over to thesupco.com. To stay up to date though with all of our videos, well, make sure you subscribe up here and hit the notification bell. But to see our next video, well, take a look up here.